Real late takeoff. We got about, I'm guessing, 20 minutes till sunset. It's completely overcast right now. It was pretty sunny all day. Lots of thermal activity. Pretty smooth at the moment. There's no air moving hardly at all, if at all. Maybe a little up here, but definitely nothing on the ground. Took off in the neighbor's yard again. That's that little runway that I ought to stay away from, because it ain't long enough. But so far, it's never failed to deliver a launch. Flying this motor at Kyle O's with not much for issues. Get it home. The same setup that I had at Kyle O's, and the motor's wanting to cut out when I accelerate to take off. I don't know, this thing just always has to be tweaked a little bit every time you fly it seems like. Let me see how my wing's doing up there. Well, it's still up there anyway. I guess that's something. I got somebody on the phone. Who's on the phone? It's my daughter Amethyst. Now there's a name, Amethyst. We were going to name her Quartz or Cobalt, but she wound up with Amethyst. All right, so let's see. Sean Simon's show was on. Just before I took off, I let him know I was taking off again. Looks like it's a recorded show. Let me get this stuff situated a little bit better. I don't know if that's better, it's just different. We'll leave it. Take a little cruise down here lower and see about maybe trying to land in that neighbor's field. I don't... you know, it's funny. If those wires weren't right there at that road, I could land in that field all day long and never give it a thought. But because the wires are there, I don't even want to try it. I know I can. It's not really that big a deal, but the wires are enough to make me not want to even try, even though I know I can easily do it. But that's okay. I'll land in one of the bigger fields and just walk down. It'll be okay. Oh, so I pulled the Adam 80 motor off of the other paramotor. I'm switching out the harnesses on that, and I'm switching out the motors. I got a rebuilt that I'm going to put on there. It's not broke in yet. I meant to have that done this afternoon, but in my typical old man lazy actions, I just took a nap instead. Never noticed that wire down there before. I guess it's a good thing I saw it. I don't suppose I'd ever try to use that field, but all right then. Yeah, if I were to come from over here, see, the thing of it is that field I can't really land in it. I definitely cannot land in it if I have to come over the wires, that's for sure. It's too small for that. But I can fly through this other little opening down here if I'm going to land toward the east. Now, I wouldn't normally do that because I can only take off in that field toward the west, and of course that would be the direction you would normally land. But with nil wind like it is tonight, it would be 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Because I actually, what wind there is moving tonight is coming out of the east, and I took off to the west, tailwind if there was a wind, and there really wasn't. It was just dead. So it wasn't really much of a problem. I got in a little bit of a hurry on my takeoff, and I realized I was pulling some brake as I was running that I didn't mean to be. So I had to run just a few steps further in order to feel comfortable about getting off the ground. Would I really want to land over there? No, not really. There's tall grass right in front of that opening. Wires at the back side of it. Not a lot of room. We'll just go over here. Let's go take a look at the other field over here about landing. I'm not going to be up in just a few minutes. It's going to be dark really, really soon. Let's see where we might want to land tonight. I guess down here where I've been landing, but this field is so gnarled up. They were actually trying to help me out in this field, I think, when they were running those tractors and they're clearing it, but it was so wet, it got terrible. It's all rutted up. Something fierce. So my granddaughters, that's Amy's daughters, she has 2 of them. They're gone for a few days and she don't know what to do with herself. So she's thinking she might come down here and see me. I can put her to work. One of her daughters is on a field trip to Washington, D.C. And the other daughter is gone to, I'm not real sure what they're doing out there, but they've gone to something out in Arizona with my wife. Don't tell me they went all the way to Arizona to go kayaking. They can kayak right down the street. Tennessee River's right here. Oh well. No wonder I'm poor. Alright, so anyway, so maybe that'll happen next day or so. Tomorrow I got to finish up yard work and get that junk out of the yard and that trailer emptied.